This is Rebel Radio, and I am Desmond Richards, and we are live, coming to you live from our studios at Rockfort. And we have two public commentators who we want to talk about the crime problem. You know, today the Senate is supposed to vote on the extension of the states of emergency. And I know that debate is going on there now. I don't know whether or not the PNP is going to support it. In the Law House, they did not. We have Dr. Garnet Roper and we have Lloyd Daguilar. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes.
So I'd like to go back to the question we left off the other day, right? Which is whether PNP will vote for it. And I have confirmed that they will vote against it as they had before. On the same reason, which is that it's not a constitutional measure. But having said that, let's take a look at the larger problem. And that is whether we believe that we have covered ourselves in Jamaica by the rule of law. Our people are such terrorists that we have to have soldiers and police and their vote. And we have to curtail their freedom. I don't believe that they are terrorists. I believe that there are elements, and I believe that politics is manipulated. I think if we are convinced that we should obey the law, including our political leaders, and implement the rule of law, we will find less need for the state of emergency.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, there are places that the state of emergency has come down, and which there has been a decrease in murder and a decrease in shooting since the start of the year. And there's places like St. Elizabeth, I think, in Manchester, I'm not sure about Manchester, where it is the state of emergency is contemplated for there. But this is not a solution. The Constitution says that this is not the way that we fight crime. All that we have in the state of emergency exists without a state of emergency. And what we have is a problem of policing.
Mm. Yeah.
We don't
let us, Garnet, let us hear Lydi's view and whether or not. Lydi?
Yes. Well, whether the PNP votes for the extension of the state of emergency or not, what is being proposed is not a crime plan, it's not a solution to crime. State of emergency and so it's not a solution to crime. Because first of all, they don't apprehend the criminals and they don't stop crime, and killings go on in front of the nose of the police when they are there. So this is not state of emergency is not a solution to crime. And even if the PNP were to say, no, we are not voting for it, the PNP itself doesn't have a crime plan itself. Neither of them has a crime plan. Crime can be stopped only by social intervention. If you deal with social intervention, you can solve the problem. I don't see any shooting going on with social intervention because of false confidence. I know it's only going on in inner city communities where the youth are not educated, where there is lack of employment, there's poor housing conditions, and all the rest. And the police come in there and shoot people whenever they want to shoot them. So that is the kind of social intervention that we need. Otherwise, state of emergency is just something there that the government is showing its bankruptcy, the opposition is showing its bankruptcy, and they have absolutely no solution to the problem. So therefore, we have to make some and problems, because all of those things combined create conflicts between people. And when people have conflicts and you don't know how to deal with it, you get violent. And let me say another thing. I don't know where these guns are. I should say I don't know where. You have a whole heap of guns coming into this country. And you're trying to tell me that the state, the police, the army don't know how the guns are coming into the country. You either say a container guns came in, but you don't hear that nobody was ever arrested. I believe that the big man, the politicians, and the bureaucrats are the ones who are bringing in the guns, because the youth in the ghetto, they can't afford guns. They can't afford $20,000, $30,000 to buy a gun. So somebody is giving them a gun free of cost. For what reason? We need to explore it, we need to discuss it, and that is what is not happening. And one other thing, we need community self-organization, community self-empowerment, because the people know what the problems are, they know who are the ones who are having the issues. The politicians don't come around when it's time to get elected to parliament, and they come and drop a little money here and there. They have no solution. So we need community self-empowerment where the people form their own self-government, and they discuss the problems, and they put forward what are the solutions.
Right, and I'd like to start to one thing you said.
All right. Yes, Dr. Roper, go ahead.
First of all, I think that what some of what I said is true, and some of it is not. Some of it don't come about the cause of crime. But I'd like to take it apart. I'd like to say that perhaps the one thing that I've seen done in my return to Jamaica that I think would be a good thing to build on is the introduction of animals to the hospitals. We really stress on your husband and begin to learn to cope. And there's no way Christopher Toshman got this discussion apart and they went deep of policy behind it, but it's kind of like what we do. So we want good thing, we leave it as a punish, we don't do the rest of the thing to make it sustainable. When I talked about the social conditions, and there are aspects of it which are dreadful. But don't let's tell ourselves that those are the causes of crime. I was in Zambia for a year, and I saw social conditions that are extreme violence, and when I look, people were quite peacefully living in the midst of them. There's something purpose about our community and our need just to take up a gun and shoot other people. So I just don't think that the problem of violence is simply a problem of infrastructure and social intervention. There is as well something purpose about our nature, and there is something about our politics and power. Some people believe that they can secure greater political or economic power by the use of violence. I would have to say that. But I do believe that we could do more for the youth, especially if youth is exposed to violence and trauma. I do believe that the more could be done with education. But it's not a simple thing.
So you are saying, Garnet, that the social conditions in the communities is not the only problem. That's not the only reason behind the crime problem. That is what you are saying.
Yes, I saw some gotten tolerant of violence and conflict. We are more inclined to violence and conflict than most people are. Right? It's just that we love aggression too much.
Can I just say something? I don't believe that violence is an innate part of human nature, right?
What?
We're not innately violent. When you go to Cherry Gardens and Beverly Hills, you pick you up a gun and never shoot and go on with all this kind of nonsense that goes on. Nobody's trying to recruit them into camps and that kind of thing. And if Trenchtown could become Beverly Hills and could become Cherry Gardens, then that is a social issue that can solve the problem, because it's not going on in Cherry Gardens and Beverly Hills and all the other inner city communities. So clearly it is a social problem, and because
I'm not saying this is not a social problem, but I am saying that
Hold on, Garnet. Hold on, gentlemen. Hold on. Two of you can't talk at the same time. Yeah. Yes. Garnet.
I don't agree. I'm not saying that there is no social conditions that lead to crime. But what I'm saying is that when you have a crime against property per se, a crime against people, there's a problem in our interpersonal capacity. Right? So yes, we talk about the Cherry Gardens and the Beverly Hills and so on. But in here you have irrational conflict, right? If they get a gun in their hand, then they'll do the same thing. But I think the young problem is itself a problem of power. It's not support young warfare of political purposes.
Listen, the Minister of National Security has given the police orders to shoot to kill. And if you shoot somebody and you don't dead, you have to bring your ambulance. We know that police extrajudicial killings is a part of state policy in Jamaica and it's been going on for years and years and years.
Gentlemen, hold on.
The President Prime Minister has admitted in public, standing beside Mr. Peter Phillips, that it has been a state policy. And when you go down and it's ghetto, and you start battle people, pepper spray, and all this kind of crime, what example are you setting? And you don't hear the police commissioner saying anything about pepper spray,
Lady.
people and all that kind of stuff. What example is the state setting where the resolution of conflicts is concerned? The state.
Hold on, gentlemen, hold a second. We have been joined by attorney at law, Charles Gangasingh. Charles, are you there? Mr. Gangasingh, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. We are on the question of the crime situation, Charlie, and I mean whether state of emergency is an effective crime tool. What is your take on that?
Well, I'm sure that the persons who were there before were enunciating quite well. I was actually listening quite well. Who was that speaking, please?
You have online Lloyd Dagelar and
greetings,
and
Sir Dagelar.
And Dr. Garnet Roper.
Greetings, Dr. Roper.
Okay,
Yes. So welcome in aboard.
Yes.
But you asked who was talking, it was Lord Dagelar.
Continue with the conversation. I'm listening.
Yeah. So.
You want to hear my comments now?
Yeah. I am asking you, what is your take on the?
Well, my take on the state of emergency that Andrew Holness has called on a few parishes is a desperate attempt to let persons think that he's doing something. He has had almost 7 years in which to find an anti-crime plan. He fooled the electorate when he was seeking state power in 2016 that he had one. And it is clear 7 years after that he has none. And if he cannot even find an anti-crime plan at this time, when is he going to find a solution? Andrew's Holness incompetence is infinite. I hope Jamaicans wake up and see that he's a damn fool. And vote him out at the earliest opportunity that he gives us.
Yes, but.
Both of them support police extrajudicial killings. They support
that is not true. That is not true. Maybe before you could have had those statements, the present leader of the People's National Party, Mark Golding, is not in support of that.
Yeah, but what is this plan? What is this social plan? What is this plan for dealing with?
Okay, but first thing, why are you worried about a plan? Why we don't start with arguing whether the present government has a plan or not?
What does Mark Golding have to say about these things? Nothing, absolutely nothing. All it can do
apparently you're not listening quite well then. Because he has said quite a lot. Maybe I need to send a link to you to see what he has been saying.
And the people need to become like Sam Sharp and bring about revolution or change in this country. That is what is required. Until we bring about
I'm not opposed to what you're saying in terms of revolutionary change.
in this country.
But at the same time, I will not hide that I have a bias for the People's National Party because what they have done for Jamaica from its inception.
But the trouble comes up. But
I my bias. However, you have made some statements that Mark has
Hold on.
said anything concerning the SOE. Maybe Mr. Richards, would you like me to send some links to your phone so that I can disseminate some things?
One at a time. One at a time, gentlemen.
Recently?
Lloyd, you want one?
I'm saying that both political parties support police extrajudicial killings. In the last after the massacre that took place in Tivoli Gardens, the massacre that took place in Tivoli Gardens, Mr. Peter Bunting gave a letter of immunity to the JDF for the crimes that they committed in Tivoli Gardens, right? So that speaks volumes in terms of where they are. So the PNP, even though it's not voting for extension of the state of emergency, has no different plan. They're still believing in the
let us go on the premise that what you say is correct. Does that mean that the JLP must continue?
Other social problems are unemployment, lack of education.
Can you answer that, John Aguilar? Can you answer that question? Going on the premise that you are correct.
Gentlemen.
And what you're saying is unchallenged. Are you saying that the JLP must continue in power then?
that's a discussion.
Must continue.
That's not a discussion. The discussion is whether they should be allowed to have a station set up a burial to continue for us why a section of the island has decided. And the answer is that it is not constitutional to do so. It does not cannot be used as a crime solution. And it will only coerce the society and increase the problem of conflict and the abuse of human rights. And it will not solve the problem further.
Yes.
It will come to a time where they will have to discuss whether they are competent to continue as government. And they will have to put up their record, but it doesn't seem like their record is that credible at this time.
What are we doing about the unemployment situation among the youth in the inner cities? Yesterday, Brazil won a football match, and I see hundreds of young people marching in the street in Trenchtown, celebrating the victory of Brazil. I didn't see that going on in Cherry Gardens or up in Beverly Hills. How many of those people out there celebrating have a job? Why is it that in Cherry Gardens and Beverly Hills they have jobs? There is no unemployment situation. But you go over Trenchtown and the Gardens and all of them, the people are not working. And if you're not working,
Excellent
then
point.
you are
Excellent point.
Excellent point.
I agree with you. But so,
and the big man is carrying the gun into the country. They were carrying the gun into the country.
I agree. Let me translate now, so
What are we going to deal with that? What are we going to deal with that? We're not addressing that. You need full employment.
Let me address it now. By asking a question.
1959, you had the Cuban Revolution, and what did they do? They provided work for everybody, free education, free health care, right? We don't have that kind of thing here. We don't have those things on the agenda in Jamaica. They couldn't care less about poor people. When you don't have no land, and you squat on land, and send bulldozers and mash up your house, and throw you out of the land and call you squatter. The land in Jamaica is captured land. It was captured by the Taínos, and then the British and the British came and take it over. And when slavery was over, they refused to give the slaves land. And so that is why we have so much poverty in this country and so much desperation. We need to address those social issues. And none of the two political parties are interested in dealing with that because it will undermine their own power. Because they are part of the ruling class and they are part of the oppressive class.
I disagree with you, but can I not get a chance to speak? I was going to ask you one simple question.
Political parties are corrupt. And they're siphoning off millions and millions of dollars of the budget and, corrupt that payment into their pockets, right? How many of them have been accused of corruption? And then this government shuffle the deck and you move this one over there and that one over there. Do you think that solves the problem of corruption? And when you have corruption, they put the money in their pocket and the money is not spent on education and health. Education is not free in this country. The basic and primary and the secondary level is not free.
All right,
auxiliary fees and you have to pay that. Right? It's not free. And a lot of parents are not sending their children to school because they don't have money to give them food and clothing and pay the auxiliary fees.
Lady.
To address those problems.
All right, Lady, allow Charles to respond. Go ahead, Charles. Charles, go ahead. Mr. Ganga Singh. Hello? Look like we have lost Mr. Ganga Singh. Mr. Ganga Singh.
Mr. Gagila has taken the program to make wise statements, to mention problems that are in the society, and then to call people and blame them for it. I don't think it's a fair talk. I don't think it's because a man is in politics. We have a right to be unfair to him. And believe I heard him said that the days when I was on radio, we have to be careful to protect against libeling people, as they will get the tape and sue you. And the court is pro-libel.
Yes. But I haven't heard him making any libelous statement so far. Yeah.
Well, I heard certain people being called. No, I can't say this. I've heard statement names called of people and statements made to attribute corruption to them or the support of crime.
You are ignorant of corruption in this country. Are you ignorant? You don't know about the corruption in this country and how much money the politicians siphon in their pockets. I mean, I don't believe you. I mean, you've been around for a while and you're ignorant of corruption that goes on in this country. Every minute the Prime Minister will be shuffling the deck because this minister, that minister is accused of corruption. And you're saying that it is libelous to accuse the government of being corrupt? I don't understand you.
Accuse the government of being corrupt. And that's what you're doing.
Libelous. I speak the facts. I don't speak nothing else but the facts of what the facts are.
I just want their wise statements.
I mean, you feel
pure wise statements.
You have 1 minute remaining on this call.
Gentlemen.
You know what it is. I mean, come on, man. You've been around a long time enough and you're talking this kind of naivete.
I have to get off because it is my time it up like talk time is about to be finished.
Mhm.
You can call me back.
Well, gentlemen, one of the things that we are aware of is that we are aware that corruption in this country is very, very old, and it is eating up a lot of the resources.
Absolutely.
Right? That's a fact. And very little has been done. As a matter of fact, the most current case we have now.
Please check to ensure that you have enough credit to make this call. If you do have enough credit, please hang up and try making your call later.
One of the things that we are having right now is hello? Hello? Hello?
I've been watching you. A la 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 long, a la 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 long, long. Come on, a la 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 long, a la 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 long. Yeah. Standing across the room, I saw you smile. Said I wanna talk to you for a little while, but before I make my move, my emotions start running wild. My tongue gets tied, and that's no lie. I'm looking in your eyes. I'm looking in your big brown eyes. Oh, girl, and I've got this to say to you. Girl, I wanna make you sweat. Sweat till you can't sweat no more. And if you cry out, I'm gonna push it some more. Girl, I wanna make you sweat. Sweat till you can't sweat no more. And if you cry out, I'm gonna push it some more. A la 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 long, a la 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 long. Come on, a la 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 long, a la 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 long. Yeah, a la 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 long.
Yes, Charles, you are there, right?
Yeah, man, the reception not too clear and it's chipping out.
Who is this? Charles?
Yes.
Yeah. What about Lydie? You are there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, all right. Now, we lost Reverend Garnet Roper, but we still have with us Attorney at Law Charles Ganga Singh and public
Yes.
commentator
Greetings.
Lloyd Dagelar. Now, Charles, you were trying to respond to some of the statements made by Lloyd earlier on. You want to go ahead now?
Yes, man. A lot of these statements I agree with. And I know he is a very militant person. I may not be that militant. But, Sir Aguilar, you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yeah. Remember now, of the last 15 years, the GFP has been in power for 11 of those. Have you yet asked yourself what have they done in those 11 years to improve those things that you just mentioned?
Sorry, I'm not clear of the question. Could you repeat it?
No, that question is for Lady.
Yes, I didn't hear the question either. I didn't hear.
No, the question he asks is that the JLP has been in power for 11, 15 years, and he's asking what has the JLP done to address the issues raised by you in 11 years in office?
They've done very little to address the issues raised by me since they have been in power since 2016. What have they done? As I said, unemployment amongst the youth is very important. They say that the employment rate has gone down to single digit, but unemployment among the youth is still very high. And that is a social problem that needs to be addressed, because they keep saying that the recruits into gangs are coming from the young. So if the young are unemployed, they don't have enough education, you need to address that specifically. And the JLP has not addressed that in any specific kind of way. So if you have a crime plan,
that is true.
and the recruiting center is the youth, then you have to address that problem. And as I said before, the education problem is a big, big problem. There is a thing called auxiliary fees. Even the Prime Minister has talked about auxiliary fees in his own constituency, right? And if the parents can't give they're not calling it auxiliary fees anymore, they call it something else. If you can't make your contribution, then your child is going to suffer in terms of the programs and so on that he or she can be involved in. This is really something that has to be addressed and has to go. Children have to find money for uniform, they have to find money for this, that, and the other. And so therefore, a lot of children are dropping out of school and the parents are not sending them to school. And if you go into certain inner city communities, you will see them walking on the road during the time when they should be in school. And so anybody who now have gone and importing gun into the country, you can easily bring that youth in and say, well, boys, they are gone here, because they can't afford the gun. Why isn't the state not investigating how the guns come into the country? They're not doing that at all. Right? They're totally deficient where investigation, and because they know that those who bring in the guns are politically connected. We must remember that a couple years ago, the Gleaner editorial said there are 2 gangs in Parliament and not one political party in Parliament that the Gleaner is accusing of being a political gang. Really confronted the Gleaner and say, how dare you say that? How dare you say this? Because the anti-gang legislation, you go into your community and you put all these young boys in the back of a truck and you carry them and you detain them, etc. The same anti-gang legislation could be used for those in Parliament. You could carry a truck outside here and lock up all of them and carry them, go investigate them and find out what is their connection to gangs and gunmen and people bringing guns into the country. That is what we need in this country.
I would look forward to that. I would look forward to the police detaining them.
And then the other day, the Prime Minister overruled NEPA, right? NEPA was just saying no mining in the Dry Harbor Mountains. And his wife on the PAC committee said this is a sub judice matter. There's nothing that has gone on in courts at all about this matter. So how does she make that decision that it's a sub judice matter? The courts is the one that make the decision as to what is sub judice and what is not. So therefore, we can't have a parliament that is going to discuss corruption and the possibility of corruption, etc., etc. And the opposition didn't put up any big fight about it either. So this is the kind of situation Integrity Commission is undermined in terms of what it can report and what it can't report. It is compromised. Neither the opposition nor the PN nor the government are really united on this matter and say, boy, corruption is a big issue. We have to do something about it.
Let us
There
hear.
are two different wings of the same bird.
Let us hear Garnet.
In Parliament right now.
Let us hear Garnet.
I don't know that is the case. I know that is the case. I know that there are matters that have interests across the board, and there are matters that have dangers across the board, and I expect that they will talk for those things. But it doesn't mean that they are connected to those interests. So, yes, I agree that crime is connected to things, and I agree that, but if you invest in the youth and so on, it will cause a ripple effect down the road. But it doesn't mean that the youth will be involved in crime, like paving the roads. You pave a road, people can drive faster on it. It is that hot spots, and you'll have all kind of freak things taking place. You have to do something to socialize our people into taking choices that are away from conflict and towards peace.
Mm-hmm.
In Cuba, the crime rate is 5.5% per 100,000. You know what it is in Jamaica? 45% per 100,000. So Cuba give free education, give land to the people, and take care of all these social problems. We don't deal with that. So that is why crime is so high in Jamaica. And the issues are staring us in the face, and nobody is dealing with it because it's corruption. They are connected to the big man, to the big businessmen who pay them to do their election campaigning, and they are obligated to them. And so therefore there are no increased taxes, no nothing, no fight against corruption. My organization is calling for a People's Commission of Inquiry into state corruption. We are calling for that. We have written letters to both sides of the House, and not one of them has responded and said, yes, this sounds like something that makes sense.
What will it achieve, though? What will it achieve? This People's Commission that you talk about, what will it achieve?
What will it achieve? It will expose corruption, because if you suspect this minister, that minister to be involved in it, then you bring him publicly before the population, and you have people who know the questions and ask them the question and expose. And if you expose them and they should be arrested and punished for it, then you do that.
I say it's because that's something for the court of law now.
That's because you have the evidence, but we have to do something about it politically. If these people have exposed themselves to be corrupt, then why should we continue to depend on them to represent us? We need to do something radical about the corruption that exists in this country. And they can't do anything about it because they're all connected. PNP connected to GLP, they're connected to gangs, they're connected all over the place.
Now you have your political interest, so you're taking this as an opportunity to promote your political interest at the expense of your would-be competitors. You know?
Would-be competitors, not sure what that means.
Yeah, well, because you don't declare your interest yet. So you only talk on radio about them.
Well, Charles,
I'm here.
Charles,
Yeah, I'm here.
let me ask you a question, Charles. Do you think the political parties are doing enough to deal with the issue of corruption in the country?
No.
Yeah.
No.
And
We may need probably overseas intervention.
no, deal with our local corruption. That is what I'm talking about. The corruption.
Yes, that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. We might need some local assistance.
Yeah.
Persons from overseas to come and audit certain things, and because we're not getting proper investigative results
Mm.
from our own local people.
As the last interest in the subject of corruption.
What did you say? What did you say, Garnet? Repeat what you said.
Talk about PNP has, and then they argue that the electorate has no interest in corruption. All the polls come back and say that.
Yes, but
That the people are not interested in corruption. No, man, the people are saying that the country is corrupt. 60-70% of the people say that the system is corrupt. That is every poll
Yeah, man,
that
that's
has
what
been
the people
done.
are saying.
The people condemn the system as being corrupt. There is no dispute about how the people feel about corruption. You go on the road and you hear the people them say all of them corrupt. That is what the people say all the while, all over the place.
Mhm.
They vote for somebody who is corrupt or has an allegation of corruption against him over a person who does not have an allegation of corruption against him. It's one of the things to say.
But you must remember, the last election is about 30-something% of the people them vote. So these people have a legitimacy problem. They have a legitimacy problem because 30% vote, 38% vote for the two political parties, and then you divide that 30% between the two parties. They have a serious legitimacy problem, and of that 30% that voted, they had to pay them over money, over 10,000, drop money here and drop money there in order to get people to vote because they know that it's not going to solve the problem of the country because the two of them are totally corrupt. When you listen to TV at night and you listen to the news broadcast, you hear it over and over and over. Boy, I don't see the politician from the vote for him, we don't see him again. He only come around when it's election time. That is the kind of political system which we have in this country. The politicians are totally absent from what is going on in the inner city communities, and they are part of corruption.
Mhm.
Yeah, there are two different things that are the same though. That they are absent from the communities in Kingston and St. Catherine doesn't mean
All over the
that
country.
they are
All over the country. All over the country. Well, what I'm saying is that they are not involved in the lives of the people. They're not offering anything positive. All they're doing is looking about themselves. Because this businessman and that businessman give them some money and give them a 10,000 or 100, a million, whatever it is, so that they can participate in elections. And that's it. What else is there? There's nothing because they have no plan. They have no analysis of the situation of what's happening.
I can agree that we could develop a more robust system of social protection, but I recognize that PATH is a successful business in this country. More students, PATH.
Oh, PATH.
That there's some people who just make themselves eligible for PATH, get PATH benefit. So yes, they will speak against corruption, but they themselves are corrupt.
Yes.
They themselves are corrupt.
Anyway, gentlemen,
Yes.
I need to head back to the registry of the Supreme Court to deal with that matter.
Yes.
But it was nice joining and hearing your views.
Okay, Charlie.
Yeah, man. All right, good. Respect.
Yeah. Yes. So, gentlemen, from where both of you sit, is that this crime problem is tied to the whole the whole issue of corruption in the country. And if we want to address
of aggression, right? We are too inclined to conflict. The gun is only an efficient way of resolving the conflict with a finality.
Right. So
there's conflict as well as there's corruption.
So you believe
Can we talk about where the gun coming from? Who bringing in the gun? Who's connected? How can a poor boy get gun? Who giving him the gun? I mean, come on. Who is distributing the guns in this country? Why is it that the police, the army, the government have no special concern about the overflow and oversupply of guns in this country, right? And the stories that I have heard in terms of when a man have a gun, who give it to him, when get it from, even when sometime when him use the gun, the police are aware. All the police don't lock up them. They just say, well, give me the gun if you can. Say, boy, I don't have the gun, and that's it. We need to talk about that. Where are the guns coming from? This oversupply of guns, right? But we don't talk about that.
It's amnesty, 100 odd guns came in.
Yeah, but how many thousands more? How many thousands more are there out there? 100, 100?
The message is right. The majority of the guns that were turned in the amnesty were legal guns.
There you go.
I got the permission for. But they don't have the time to keep up with the regulation and certification. So the amnesty became a little chance for them to get rid of their guns. I think there's a strong diasporic interest, vested interest in arming the population. And I think there are others who have guns they just use for the underworld. The gun problem is deeply rooted in the psyche of the Jamaican culture.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We have two gangs in the Spanish Town area, right? The one man and the other one there. Forget the name of it.
One other.
Nobody denies. Nobody denies that the two political parties are connected to those two gangs. Nobody denies that, right? How did they get set up? Where do they get their guns from, etc., etc.? Why is it that when you hear say a shipment of gun came in through the port and they found it, you never hear anybody being arrested for the guns having come into the country? No investigation, no nothing. All you hear is that they found some guns. I mean, there is compromise in the system, and it's part of the whole corruption that exists, and that is why the guns are out there.
Yeah, but that's a policing problem.
Well, the police are corrupt too. Police not corrupt. Police is part of the corruption, right? Police, the whole entire state system is corrupt, and it's interconnected. It is interconnected, and we have to admit that and accept it and deal with the thing in the most wholesome way possible, rather than trying to make separations between this one and that one and so on. They are all, the police extrajudicial killings has been going on forever and ever and ever, right? The Minister of National Security just gave orders to the police to do what they have to do, right? Don't bring an ambulance if you shoot a man and him down there injured. Don't do that. Then, in other words, make sure he's dead. I mean, this is what is going on in this country, and this is unacceptable. And we have to face the whole thing, that the integral nature of corruption in this country has to be addressed, right?
There's a time when the extrajudicial killing was a problem, and we created Indicom. And Indicom became a problem because the police said that they're anti-police, right? They put themselves up as oracles. The problem we have in this country is a problem of power. Once you give anybody any power, they abuse it, right?
No, Indicom didn't abuse their power. Indicom was deficient. Indicom didn't have enough power. Indicom couldn't arrest and prosecute policemen. And the police said, listen, don't try and arrest us. You cannot prosecute us. That's why they went to England and they carried to the Privy Council, and the Privy Council said you cannot arrest and you cannot prosecute. The DPP is quite deficient. The DPP rarely succeeds in prosecuting a policeman in winning a case. And so that is part of the whole impunity process for police extrajudicial killings. Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, and even the U.S. State Department have pointed out these things to the country already, including United Nations, the Human Rights Commission of the United Nations. So it's not a secret in terms of what is going on. And when Chang said what he said yesterday, he was only repeating what we know that goes on. Right? So police is still out there killing people, and you hear about shootout. There was no shootout, right? No shootout whatsoever. Very rarely is there a shootout in this country.
Desmond, I will tell you that she and I, before there were any of these human rights group fighting this case, we were taking action leading to prosecution of police for extrajudicial killing. Yeah. And why would you still go back and do that, although I don't think of an environment in which it could be done really successfully?
Yeah, well, you see, all the organizations which are set up have deficiency. Indicom has deficiency. Integrity Commission has deficiency. All of them that are there to, investigate these things are deficient, and they are deliberately deficient, including NEPA. The other day, NEPA ruled that they can't mine in the harbor, and the Prime Minister overruled NEPA because he has the power to overrule NEPA. So, any which way you turn, these organizations, institutions are impotent, and the politicians know how to exploit it.
So, gentlemen, gentlemen,
because we have a culture of talk society. People know that what all we want to do is talk for a few days, but not to follow through.
So gentlemen, let me ask now. So, how do you see what is the what is going on in the Senate right now? Because as you were both are aware that the debate is on whether the state of emergency should be extended. Now, are you saying? Let me hear both of you on what the outcome, what the outcome is likely to have, what is likely to have on the situation.
We have put the Constitution at peril. What we must do is invest socially in our people and get a zero tolerance policy as far as violation of our system is concerned.
Lady?
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that because I believe that this debate in the Senate right now is just an academic exercise. We do know that the PNP is not going to vote for the state of emergency, and then it will go on for 14 days, and then maybe they come back with another 14 days again, and so on and so forth. But as I have been saying from the beginning of this program, they are not having a discussion about social intervention. That is what is lacking in discussion in Parliament, in the Senate, in the House, and that is what we need. What are the social intervention measures that are needed to deal with the issues that exist? So I believe that this thing about emergency is just an academic exercise, and we all know that it's not going to solve the problem. Even since the state of emergency has been set up, police have their little thing in the community, and round the corner, gunman killed somebody or whatever it is. God, they know how to avoid the police when they're going to kill somebody. So why are we pretending like the state of emergency is a solution to the problem? It is not. And as I said before, the community, we need to encourage community self-government. We need to have the people stand up and discuss the problems and come up with their own solutions. We need to respect it, give them the power to do what they need to do and they think should be done to solve the problems in the community. That is where we need to go at this point in time.
And the other thing is that I think we need to be more honest in our discourse. The crime problem is not a problem that can be solved overnight. It is not in other words, there's no short-term solution for the problems. And therefore, I think the discourse need to be be honest enough to say, listen, the problem that we're having is a long-term problem, and it is going to require long-term solution. And
I say that, I say that, If I didn't say it again, let me say it clearly now. State of emergencies and the like are short-term measures. They will solve nothing. But they will give us practice in the abuse of power and suspending of the Constitution. We need serious social investment in the country. We need to make sure that our systems work. We need to police activity, that people don't use their power to get away with advantages for themselves.
Well, what I think is, suppose the Senate and the House of Representatives just say, well, listen, we agree that the unemployment rate among the youth in the inner city is very high, right? It's nationally, it's about, I don't remember, 5%, 6%. It's about 14-20% among the youth. So therefore, we are going to have an emergency employment situation for the youth. And we're going to find work for all of them, make sure that whether it's crash program or whatever else it is, we're going to find work for them. And don't you think that that would be a way of beginning to address the problem, so that a man don't have to take out a gun if you go rob a store, or if you go do this or if you do that? Because if you have a job and you can take care of your financial and economic needs, you don't have to go use gun to go shoot nobody and do that kind of stuff. And I believe that this is a way we need an economic state of emergency in this country. We don't need a political state of emergency. We need an economic state of emergency to be declared and recognize that the youth are endangered, and we have to address that problem right now. The employment rate is too high. They don't have no education, and we need to solve that problem.
That is the problem of violence. The problem of violence that we have, if you pure man, him still violent. And the violence people are money. So
well, I believe that as we have all agreed that it is a long-term solution, but there are some, just like how you say, the state of emergency is a short-term solution. Well, then maybe we can have a state of economic emergency as a short-term solution as well, to see what impact that will have. Let's deal with something social. There is absolutely nothing social. Even when they claim zones of special operation, nothing go on. Nothing, no kind of social intervention goes on. All you see is the policemen, them sit down on a little tent, and they sit down and look at their cell phone and make their telephone calls and flirt with the young girls in the community, and that's it. Nothing goes on, no social intervention. And we need to get some serious social intervention programs going in order to deal with it. And as I keep repeating, we don't see these things going on up in Beverly Hills and Cherry Gardens. They do not go on up there. The young people, they either in college, university, high school, or preparatory school, and they don't have to be on the road doing anything, because their parents up there are rich people who have money, and they're not going to allow their children. The other poor people have no control over what their children do. So that is what we need to address, and we're not addressing it, and we're not acknowledging it, and that is what is needed.
I agree that some of the poorest places in this country are quiet and peaceful, right? It is true that there is an economic deficit in many places, but there are many other deficits. There's a deficit of justice, there's a deficit of education, all of which impact on crime problem.
And as Lydie pointed out, we need more aggressive plans and thinking from the opposition as it relates to
There's no more aggression. We
the
need no more aggression.
well, for want of
Just too aggressive as it is.
well, what in other words, then we need more pointed, more
All right,
serious,
yes, I said it.
more serious
Yeah.
plans from the opposition.
Need more thoughtful things.
Yeah, yes.
You know, when I was at the JUTC, there was an arrangement to allow us to know at what speed the buses were driving
Mm,
wherever they are in the city. And I couldn't solve the problem of implementing that program
mm,
because people in the JUTC had a vested interest in the bus driving fast. And there are many things that we try to work on to solve the problem of violence. But people are invested in violence, you know.
No, people are not invested in violence. I don't agree with that. Violence is a reaction to social deprivation. You look at the state is not investing enough, for example, in JUTC. You go out on the road and you wait a 1 hour before a bus come, and the children them have to go into taxi and they sit on top of one another inside the taxi because there's no JUTC buses. There's a serious deficiency that exists where that is concerned, and that is really embarrassing. That children have to be going into taxi and in order to go to school. Nobody addresses this problem. And what it does is undermine the credibility, the dignity of the students when you begin to do that to them. And this is another aspect of the serious social deficit that exists in this country.
mm,
That's the problem. I'm saying that people are invested in it. So you remember we had brought in a Chinese bus that cost 1/3 what the other bus costs. I have all quarrel about it. It was meant to supply buses that were adequate in number to serve the 250,000 people that use the public transportation each day.
Well, all I can tell you is that this is one aspect of the social problem that needs to be solved, that we need to have more buses on the road, we need more public transportation, and that is why, the children are being abused and all these things are going on. We have to respect our children and make sure that we sort out their social problems. And, you tell children they can't go to school because them dress too not long enough, or the boys' pants too tight, or you don't like them wearing natural hair, and all this kind of nonsense that goes on. We need to begin to address those things. We talk about corporal punishment. Corporal punishment is not completely overruled in the school system. In some places you can't do it, but in other places you can do it. And we need to talk about that, because if a teacher can come and beat you up and do these kind of things, then what is the student to decide in terms of how he's going to resolve his problems, his or her problems, when he has to deal with it personally? So we have to begin to address corporal punishment as well. Even parents shouldn't have the right to be abusing their children in a way in which sometimes these abuses take place. That is another issue that we are not having a discussion about. Corporal punishment. And when you have corporal punishment, then violence becomes the norm rather than it becomes an exception to the rule. And we have to address that problem as well.
I think the Ministry of Education has announced a policy against corporal punishment, though, if my memory serves me right.
As I said, we announced it, but it is not total. It's not right across the board.
That's a favorite subject that he just throws in. My impression is that we do have a problem with corporal punishment as such. If anything, we probably need a little more than we have.
Did you see a teacher taking up a desk for lick down a little boy the other day on the video? Did you see that? You saw it? The teacher take up a chair. All right. Well, the teacher take up a chair for lick him down though, right? And I didn't hear the teacher get arrested for it, right? Teacher take up a chair for lick down the youth, right? I mean, come on.
What do you mean charge?
The teacher was not charged, right? And it was clear that the boy was aggressive.
What do you mean charge?
All I'm saying is that to say because there's some schools don't have corporal punishment, but there are other forms of abusing students as well, right? And we saw one example where the teacher take up the chair for lick down the little boy, right? Right. We never see the boy hit the teacher take up the chair for knock him down. Right? And so those kind of things exist in the school system.
The problem of violence is deep in the society. You can write no.
Yeah, but if you are a leader, you are one of them that we don't expect you to lead, to use any kind of violence whatsoever. You must be held accountable. You must be held accountable.
She knows that. Right? She knows that, but we did it. She knows that. The problem is deeper than writing a rule. We need to sit down and start constructing a way of dealing with each other that doesn't involve the use of violence.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I'm a student and my teacher take up a chair for lick me down and I have to defend myself, then if I don't have a chair for lick her back down, then I might have to go use something else to defend myself. Right? But if the teacher take up the chair for lick me down.
You still believe in violence.
No, I'm saying to you, let's look at it logically. Let's look at it logically. If the ruling class and the powers that be, the police go out there and shoot people, right? I mean, what do you think the people are going to do? The people are going to be hostile towards the police, do not trust them, and believe that they have to defend themselves. And if they have to get a gun for putting in them house, because you don't know when a policeman going to come kick down your door and shoot you and all that kind of stuff. It is the state that is creating the conditions for violence, because the state is not anti-violence. The state is only anti-violent where so-called criminal violence is concerned, but not where their violence is concerned. Police extrajudicial killings, again, has been going on. Pepper spray has been going on for a long time. Nzinga King, who was in a taxi, was pepper sprayed inside the taxi. The DPP didn't do anything about it. Indicom didn't do anything about it, and she suffered. And instead, they arrested her, carried her to the police station, and cut off her locks. And the judge who sentenced her without pleading, is still doing his job. And that is the way the system works and abuses the rights of people.
I agree that is an abuse of the rights of people. There are things about the case that I don't know, but what I would say is that our hope is not to replace one violence with another form of violence, but to go back to a more peaceful approach to each other.
Yes.
But listen, if you use violence against me, I have a legitimate right to use violence to defend myself, don't I? You're not going to just sit down, I am bringing violence to you. You are going to use violence to defend yourself. Right? And that is the way the repercussions go on.
I'm not a creature of violence.
I'm not saying you are a creature of violence. I'm saying to you that you are a human being. You have to defend yourself. And if somebody come to you with violence and is threatening your life, you have a right, even if you decide, say, boy, you're going to be a martyr and you're going to allow the person to kill you and get rid of you, then fine, that is your decision. But most people are not going to just sit down and allow somebody to come and kill them and abuse them. They are going to defend themselves, and they have a legal right to defend themselves under those circumstances. The U.S. Constitution says that the people have a right to make revolution if the government of the day is abusing them, etc. Universal Declaration of Human Rights says the same thing, right? It says the same thing, that you have a right to change the system and defend yourself against state violence.
Gentlemen, we are running out of time now. I want each of you to take to a minute or two to just look at some of the areas that need to be addressed immediately, in order for us to put in place solutions to deal with the violence, the crime and violence that we are facing. Garnet, you want to go ahead?
Yeah. No, I think you have to get a police force that does what a police force should do, which is to believe in the rule of law and to implement it. And that doesn't lead to a system. You can't give the 1,000 ticket and a man end up not paying any of it straight because of what amnesty. You have to go back to some rules on which the society run. I think you have to start there, and I think you have to make some social investment, critical points, including the young men, which is like trades and so on, to get them able to do something besides fight and draw a knife, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think we have to believe as a society in peace, you know, not in punishment, but in peace, in peaceful resolution of matters. And I think that's what was lacking. One day I was in Zambia in a taxi, and a truck blocked parked the taxi.
Yeah.
And the taxi man said, I'm going to wait here because he can't do anything unless I cooperate, and I can't get anything done unless we resolve the conflict. And this truck man turned on the road, the little taxi man reversed and let him go about his business. And then we got on with our business. His temperament is that the rule our Lord follow, just a human being, believing in the peaceful solution.
Lady?
Social inequality has to be addressed. And until you begin to address social inequality and political inequality and corruption and so on, violence is going to continue. We need some radical measures to deal with social violence and corruption. They are interconnected, and that is what is causing the problem. The two political parties are not addressing it because they themselves are corrupt. They are in the pockets of the business class, and the business class is only interested in making money, and they have no solution for the problems of the people. So I said the people have to step up. They have to organize themselves. They have to make radical demands. They have to begin to think like Sam Sharp and Paul Bogle. That is what is required, and Marcus Garvey. We need to be able to begin to think along those lines in order to bring a more radical change in Jamaica.
Okay, gentlemen, want to thank both of you.
1962 was Bustamante and Manley. The only time we had any radical thing was 1938. And 1938 produced Bustamante and Norman Manley, and those were two agents of imperialism, of British imperialism. They didn't do nothing for poor people in Jamaica. They were
all right, gentlemen.
They did all kind of thing to fight against Rasta people and black consciousness and all that kind of stuff. Right up to this day.
Gentlemen.
I was saying that when we fought the war and fight the British and the Imperial, we beat up our women. You know, so after that you have women now fighting for their chance. Just be equal human beings.
Okay, gentlemen, we want to thank you very much, both of you, for your contribution this evening. And this is a discussion that we have to continue. That was Reverend Garnet Roper and social commentator, journalist Lloyd Dagelar. This is Rebel Radio.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
He will take care of you. God will take care of you. Lord of mercy, glory. No matter what sickness it may be, yeah. No matter what problems you're going through. No matter how rough it may be, the Lord promises He will ever take care of you. So God will take care of you. Mercy every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. Be not dismayed, whatever betide. God will take care of you. Hear that? We need His way of love abide. God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. God will take care of you every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. I trust in you right now, Lord of mercy. Oh, yeah. To you I give all glory. Hey. Just believe right now, and He'll do it again. You may be down and feel like God has somehow forgotten, yeah, that you are faced with circumstances so hard to get through. Right now it seems there's no way out, and you're going under. Yeah, God's proven time and time again, He'll take care of you, and He'll do it again. He'll do it again. Just take a look where you were now and where you have been. He always come through for you. He's the same now as then. So you may not know how, may not know when, but they'll do it again. God knows the phase you're going through. He knows that you're hurting. He sees and knows just how your heart has been broken into. But he is God, God of the stars, the sand and the seas. He is the one who will take care of you, and he'll do it again. He'll do it again. Just take a look where you are now, where you have been. He always comes through for you. He's the same now as then. Now, so you may not know how, may not know when, but they'll do it again. God knows the phase you're going through. He knows that you're hurting. He sees and knows just how your heart has been broken into. But he is God, God of the stars, the sand and the seas. He is the one who will take care of you, and he'll do it again. He'll do it again. Just take a look where you are now, where you have been. He always comes through for you. He's the same now as then. Now, you may not know how, may not know when, but he'll do it again. You may not know how, may not know when, but he'll do it again. Lord of mercy, you may not know how, may not know when, but he'll do it again. Don't you worry, you may not know how, may not know when, but he'll do it again. Oh Lord, my God, when I'm in awesome wonder, consider all thy works thy hand doth make. I see the stars, I hear the mighty thunder, thy power throughout the universe display. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When through the woods, the forest glades I wander, and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. When I look down from lofty mountain grandeur and hear the groove and feel the gentle breeze. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. And when I fail, I've got his son and spirit, sent him to die, I scarce can take it in. Then on the cross, my burden gladly bearing, he bled and died to take my sins away. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, Almighty God, how great thou art. I need you, Lord, right now. Yeah, yeah. I must tell Jesus all of my trials.
Yes, yes, yes. We have welcome back to Rebel Radio. Desmond Richards, your host. And at this time, we are going to, have a discussion with Aisha Kamusa Menelik of the UNIA, talk about UNIA's activities and also its plans to get the authorities to change St. Anne's Bay to the Marcus Garvey City. You were supposed to have the mayor of St. Anne's Bay, but I don't know. I've been trying to get him and not getting through. Menelik, what's happening?
Greetings and blessings.
Yes, sir. What happened? First of all, to tell our listeners and viewers about that the election. What was it? Has it been finalized now? I remember there was supposed to be a continuation of the election of officers.
Yes. Well, for the UNIA, we didn't complete that process.
Yes.
We didn't get a quorum, so we had to abandon.
Okay.
But the political arm of the association, the People's Political Party, we elected our new executive in place. And basically, we are now seeking the 500 signatures as required by the EOJ, that we have 500 persons on the voters list who would see us as a political force in the country.
Yes. So you are getting.
Don't necessarily have to be members of the association, but just citizens who are on the voters list who wish to see a third party come in power.
So right now,
in place.
So right now you are saying that the UNIA needs 500 members. Is it?
PPP. a political arm.
Yes, the political arm. They need that in order to be properly registered as a political party in the country.
Very much so.
Okay. We just want to repeat that the UNIA is seeking 500 members in order for it to be properly elected, properly registered as a political party in the country. The Marcus Garvey Party, we need that. We need that. And we are calling out to Jamaicans to support this move. So as it relates to the election of officers, when will that be?
We have put it off on, well, we are meeting next Thursday to hopefully get a quorum in place that we can elect the officers.
Okay.
The executive.
Okay. Or are the farms coming along? Menelik, are you there? Seems to be having some connection issues. Right? As soon as we straighten out those issues, we'll be back with Shakamusa Menelik from the UNIA. Menelik, are you there? Hello, Menelik, are you there?
Yes, I think we got disconnected. Am I online?
Yes, we are back with you now. I was asking you what is the status of the farms.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, yes. I saw reconnecting came up on my screen.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yes, so we are basically going into different communities seeking to get that.
Don't you let them down. I remember Mama in the happy way. We went to school with holes in our shoes. We didn't have much, but the Lord saw us through. I'm kept the family together. I remember Mama in the happy day. She packed her lunch in an old greasy bag. Might have seemed empty, and it was full of others' head. Down inside, I remember Mama in the happy day. I remember Mama in the happy day. Mama is sleeping in the bosom of Jesus Christ. Somehow I know she's finding other spot now. One day I see her again, happy harmony. I remember Mama in the happy day. I remember Mama in the happy day. Brothers and sisters, they're living far apart. Although Mama's gone, she's right there in her heart. We're all gonna pull together and stay in the holy place. I remember Mama in the happy day. I remember Mama in the happy day. Grandma, I miss you. Dad, I miss you too. For those of us who lost loved ones, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Lord Almighty. Yeah. Now Mama is sleeping in the bosom of Jesus Christ. Somehow I know she's smiling at us right now. One day I see her again. Happy I will be. I remember Mama. I remember Grandma. I remember Dada. I remember you all. Mama, I remember you. I want to thank you, Lord, for all you have done. Yeah. He was there just in time to rescue me.
Yes, Menelik, we lost you a while ago. You're back on the air. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. So you were saying that you were telling us about what is happening on the farms. Are you there?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm asking you that you were telling us what is going on the farms.
Yes, we are setting up our farming projects because food security is very essential.
Yes.
And we have established a farm out in St. Catherine. We have started one in Upper St. Andrew, Lawrence Tavern. And we have put out the call that anyone that has idle lands, we are willing to find the workers to go on the land to produce.
Okay. Yes.
What? Because, when you look at one commodity, tomatoes, at the beginning of the year, tomatoes was selling at $120 a pound. Today, tomatoes attracts $400 and $450 a pound.
Wow. Yes.
And last year, December, it was $800 for a pound of tomato.
Yes.
So we are saying we should be able to supply our people with food. And it will make sense you have the land there idle and you have willing hands to work the land.
Yes.
That's a winning combination. Idle lands to willing hands.
Yes, of course. Now, what has been happening with the UNIA's plan to have St. Anne's Bay renamed the Marcus Garvey City? What is going on with that?
Well, we have been doing work on the ground, just informing people and telling them of our plans because we don't have an advertising budget, so to speak, to make ads. So we are doing it this way. And we are supposed to. We had actually arranged a meeting with the mayor of St. Anne's Bay some time ago, which fell through. But we are going to have that meeting, and we are actually drafting a petition that we will send to the Prime Minister and seek his approval of it, because this is another win-win situation. The Honorable Marcus Garvey is so important to the black world. And the United States is one of our good tourist areas. We have over 30 million black people living in America. And if we advertise properly and have St. Anne's Bay become like a Mecca, just as all the Muslims go to Mecca at least once in their life, this could become our Mecca, where the birthplace of the Honorable Marcus Garvey will become a commercial hub, a commercial activity. We have his house there.
Yes.
That we could set it up as a museum. This would attract the Americans, because the very close to Marcus Garvey. Recently, we hosted 10 of the New York members in Jamaica, and they're all on it. They are ready. They say, yes, that's a great idea.
Yes. Okay. So therefore, that is something that we have to put some effort behind in order to make it a reality.
Very much so.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And it is just the importance. Just recently, when the incident at Kingston Technical, where one student fighting with another student, 2 girls at that,
Yes.
and one stabbing the other fatally.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So we went into Kingston Technical. I'm a past student of technical, so it affected me. And we went in there and we have promised to, there's no philosophy and opinion at the store now, but we are promising to donate some philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey to the school library.
Yes.
And the members, we are going to go in and have one-on-one talks with the students, because a lot of them, you know, have self-esteem problems.
Yes. Yes.
And when you have great sayings by the Honorable Marcus Garvey, without confidence, you're twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you have won the race before you have even started.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So
Yes.
we are going into the schools and into communities. We have put out a challenge to the SDC instead of that's the Social Development Commission, instead of sponsoring sports and things like that. You have the Sport Development Foundation to do sports.
Yes.
The SDC, which is the Social Development Commission, they must now create the social fabric in the country.
Yes. Yes. I see where you're going with that point. I think it is a valid point.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
The social reengineering has to be done, because if you notice what is happening to our the young generation, they are going off on a tangent, and a serious tangent at that. So we have to ensure that we put a brakes on what is happening and we start the whole process.
Yes. Yes, Menlik, I can see that. I can see that point. We need to strengthen the social fabric, because too many of the young people, as you pointed out, are going astray. Right? We need to do what is possible to stop that. What are some of the other activities UNIA has on its table right now?
Well, a major one that we are going to bring out, and it's in the formative stages now, land for the landless.
Yes.
Because we find too many times the government tell you that this land is earmarked for this or that, and people are squatters, and they eventually mash down expensive homes that these people have built on the land.
Yes.
And the land has been there unused for a number of years. One lady was on the land over 30 years. 30 years.
Yeah.
And they were forcibly removed by the government. And this is happening in many different, over in Port Royal, when they're going to do some tourism project, they remove about 20 families from land.
Yes.
And nothing has been happening with that land. Down on Duke Street, a couple of years ago, they removed about 30 families from some land. The land is still there. Unproductive, nothing is being done on the land. Over in Spanish Town, over by Joe Blade, they had removed some families again. And it keeps repeating itself. Clifton is the latest one. So we are saying enough is enough. Every Jamaican should.
You have 1 minute remaining on this call.
Enough land there. And we'll have to go back into history and to show them that in 1834, when emancipation was proclaimed, the
white man who was on the land got 20 million pounds
Yes.
to share up. The Africans got nothing.
Yes.
So the white man got the land and 20 million pounds, and
Yes.
the black man got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And fast forward to 1929, Marcus Garvey in a meeting at Crossroads.
I tell you what,
asked
Menelik,
the question,
Menelik,
yeah,
hang up and let me call you back.
okay.
Yeah, hang up. Yes. We're trying to get back Menelik on the line. Menelik, are you there?
Yes, I'm online.
Okay, yes. As you were saying, that the UNIA is pushing ahead with the agenda to get the land for the landless.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
And as I said, the history of it just shows that we were unfairly dealt with at emancipation, 1834,
Yes.
when the white settlers got 20 million pounds for compensation, and also they got the land.
Yes.
The African descendants got nothing. They were left to go on the hillside and the gully banks and anywhere they could catch.
Yes.
And that pertains to today, that they have found, the Ministry of Housing have identified 753 squatter settlements. Now the 753 houses over 1 million people.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking close to half of our population is squatters.
Right.
So we have to right the wrongs of history. And, you know, our present day leaders must have a heart and see, because they know the history. We have too much great historians up at the University of the West Indies that tells you the story of how we became this hapless and I don't like to use the word squatters, but we have become squatters.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So we must right the wrongs of history. Jamaica has over 3.4 million acres of land. 3.4. 1 acre of land can give you 10 comfortable housing lots. So in essence, we have 34 million housing lots in Jamaica. And we have a population of under 3 million.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So all that idle land that is under the auspices of the government, where they were to call it Crown land or UDC land, because the UDC have a lot of land that has been invested to them.
Yes. Yes.
So we have to know, we say we are a Christian country. Let us be our brothers and sisters keeper and love our neighbors as we love ourselves and provide housing. Because crime would go down exponentially, Because when you work out the crime statistics, 75% of the crime emanates from areas where people, they say, are squatters.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So
So
if
we need to change that.
yeah, we need to do something in order to make more of our brothers and sisters feel that they are part of the country, instead of the existing situation where they feel that they are tenants. They are just hanging on. We need to do something, and correcting the landlessness situation is, I agree, one of the ways, and one of the primary ways that we which can be used to address this issue.
Very much so.
Yeah, yes, yeah. And we, we are not seeing enough from the state. I have not seen the state moving with alacrity. In other words, this matter should be advanced to the forefront, should be on top of the agenda.
Priority one.
Yeah, and I don't see it being advanced in that direction at all.
Because if you fix land, you know, you're fixing crime, you're fixing health.
Yeah.
Because people will be able to plant a little thing and eat better.
Yes, of course.
You understand?
Yeah.
And this is why I tell people land is known as real estate. This is the real thing.
Of course it is. Of course. So we have to be in support of the UNIA's position. And as I said, the UNIA is seeking 500, the names of 500 Jamaicans in order for it to be properly registered as a third political party. We want people to have that on their agenda. Yes, apart from the land issue, is there any other initiative that is on your agenda, Menelik?
Well, the land is a very important one.
Yes.
But we need to go into the schools now, education, because 75% of our high school children are graduating or leaving school semi-literate.
Yes.
And it is alarming. As a justice of the peace, I see too many of these youngsters coming to me and asking me to fill out a passport form for them or a driver's license for them.
Yes.
They cannot even read and comprehend to fill it out on their own.
Wow. No,
It's alarming.
Yes, that's alarming. Yes. That is something that must be addressed. We can't have the schools. This is 60 years after independence. And this is what is happening in the schools. The schools are turning out semi-literates. No wonder our social conditions are so poor.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
You see, it don't happen by chance or by coincidence.
Yeah.
Because if a child lives in a home that they don't have light, they don't have a home, they cut somewhere, and quite recently there was a fire down in one of those communities. It's 50 people live in the same house. 50.
50?
50.
Wow, Jesus.
So it's serious. I think somewhere down in Hanover Street area.
Yes.
50 people.
Yes.
So the overcrowding alone, you don't have the comfort as a child to even do your homework.
No, sir.
I pass on the road and it's under the street light I see two you doing them homework.
Yes.
When I inquire, why, in the house, chuck up and them doing have no light in the house.
Yes. Oh.
So these are serious problems that we have as a nation to rectify. As you said, the children is our future. That is the next generation of leaders that we are looking to. So we have to ensure that the educational standard reaches too much higher. As I said to one of the students down at Kingston Technical, we were rapping. When we were in school, we had one dunce man in our class.
Yes.
And that dunce man now is a big owner of a insurance company in Canada.
Okay.
This was a court just off the class.
Okay. No. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yes. We have to make some serious adjustments to our thinking in dealing with these issues. The social conditions under which so many people, and young people, we're talking about young people, are living, is disgraceful.
Disgraceful.
Yes. And this is one of the reasons why they are it is so easy for them to turn into the wrong direction. Right? Well, as Rebel Radio, as you know, is committed towards promoting ideas that will go towards improving the lives of the people. We are geared towards that. And any organization that is coming with an agenda to uplift and address the problems facing the people, we are behind it, and we are solidly behind the UNIA's effort. Tell me something. You will recall that we were supposed to. There was some thinking or suggestions that we should send a letter to the new king, asking for his support to based on his closeness with President Joe Biden, to push for the clearing up of Garvey's name. You remember that suggestion, Menelik?
Yes, yeah.
Yes. I think it's something that we should bring back on the table as soon as possible. But I want to thank you very much for your contribution this afternoon. And as usual, we remain open to the UNIA at any time. Thank you very much.
Give thanks, my brother. More power to Rebel Radio, because it is by these means that we can create that paradigm shift in the minds of the people by supplying them with proper information.
One love.
Give thanks.
Yeah.
The deepest valley, looked all around, couldn't find nobody. I went across the deep blue sea, couldn't find one to compare to your grace, your love, your mercy. Nobody greater than you. Lord of mercy, searched all over, couldn't find nobody. I looked high and low, still couldn't find nobody. Nobody greater, nobody greater, no. Lord of mercy, searched all over, couldn't find nobody. I looked high and low, still couldn't find nobody. Nobody greater, nobody greater, nobody greater than you. Nobody greater, nobody greater, nobody greater than you. Yeah. I searched all over, couldn't find nobody. Looked high and low, still couldn't find nobody. Yeah. Nobody greater, nobody greater, nobody greater than you. Lord of mercy, nobody greater, nobody greater, nobody greater than you. Climbed to the highest mountain, looked all around, couldn't find nobody. Yeah. Went down into the deepest valley, looked all around, couldn't find nobody. I went across the deep blue sea, couldn't find one to compare to your grace, your love, your mercy. Nobody greater than you. Lord of mercy, searched all over, couldn't find nobody. I looked high and low, still couldn't find nobody. Nobody greater, nobody greater, nobody greater than you. No mercy, searched all over, couldn't find nobody. I looked high and low. Unseen angels watching over me. Oh, precious memories, unseen angels sent from somewhere to my soul. How they linger, ever near me, and the sacred pass unfold. Precious memories, how they linger, how they ever floods my soul. In the stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold. As I travel on life pathway, I know not what my heels may hold. And as I ponder, oh, close fonder, precious memories floods my soul. So precious memories, how they linger, how they ever floods my soul. In the stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold.
This is the GOJ Minute for Friday, November 25. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says a total of 101 firearms and 3,000 rounds of ammunition were handed over to the authorities under the gun amnesty which ended recently. The Planning Institute of Jamaica PIOJ is projecting that the economy grew by 4.3% between July and September 2022 when compared with the same period last year. Jamaica has formalized a major multi-agency partnership to combat illegal, unreported, and unregulated IUU fishing and transnational organized crime in the fisheries sector. And the Tourism Enhancement Fund, TEF, has launched an agricultural food safety manual for tourism suppliers to serve as a resource for farmers and food producers who sell directly to the hospitality sector. That was the GOJ Minute. For more information about these and other stories, visit jis.gov.jm. A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Unseen angels watching over me. Oh, precious memories, unseen angels sent from somewhere to my soul. How they linger, ever near me, and the sacred pass unfold. Precious memories, how they linger, how they ever floods my soul. In the stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold. As I travel on life pathway, I know not what my heels may hold. And as I ponder, oh, close fonder, precious memories floods my soul. So precious memories, how they linger, how they ever floods my soul. In the stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold. Precious memories, unseen angels sent from somewhere to my soul. How they linger, ever near me, and the sacred pass unfold. Precious memories, how they linger, how they ever floods my soul. In the stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold. So precious memories, how they linger, how they ever floods my soul. In the stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold. Christ so real to me. I love him because he gave me the victory. Many people doubt him, but I can't do without him. That is why I love him so. It's so real to me. Real. Christ so real to me. I love him because he gave me the victory. Many people doubt him, but I can't do without him. That is why I love him so. It's so real to me. Press along, saints, press along in God always. Press along, saints, press along in God already. Persecution we must bear, trial and crosses in our way. But the hotter the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, press along, saints, press along in God already. Press along, saints, press along in God already. A persecution we must bear, trial and crosses in our way. But the hotter the battle, the sweeter the victory. It's so bitter when troubles and trials, when I get home on the other side. I'm gonna shake my hands with the elders, tell all the people good morning. I'm gonna sit down beside my Jesus. I'm gonna sit down and rest a little while. 'Cause it's so bitter when the troubles and trials, when I get home on the other side. I'm gonna shake my hands with the elders, tell all the people good morning. I'm gonna sit down beside my Jesus. I'm gonna sit down and rest a little while. Stand up and tell me if you love my Jesus. Stand up and tell me if you love my Lord. I want to know if you love my Jesus. I want to know if you love my Lord. Stand up and tell me if you love my Jesus. Stand up and tell me if you love my Lord. I want to know if you love my Jesus. I want to know if you love my Lord. I love that man. One love, we live up. One love.
Ministry of Tourism collaborating with Caribbean Tourism Organization to implement multi-destination agreements in the Caribbean. We tell you all about it on this week's Tourism Roundup. Want to work in tourism but have no certification? Then sign up now for the Tourism Enhancement Fund's Job Readiness Program in partnership with the Heart NSTA Trust. Get a job readiness certificate and guest service or food safety certification. This could be your pathway to landing a job within the industry. That's the Tourism Enhancement Fund's Job Readiness Program. Apply today. Visit tef.gov.jm/job-readiness for more information. Travelers to the Caribbean will soon have a mouth-watering offer for unforgettable vacation experiences. Think about this for a second. Paying one price and being able to visit Jamaica, the Bahamas, and the Dominican Republic before going back home. That's the idea behind the multi-destination concept, being developed by the Ministry of Tourism in partnership with the Caribbean Tourism Organization. The first market being targeted under the agreement is the Middle East.
And we see multi-destination in two ways. One, in terms of the configuration of the Caribbean, the North and the South. So Southeastern Caribbean, which would be Trinidad, Barbados, St. Lucia, and the islands of the OECS. So what we are looking at is a strategy that will connect the Caribbean in full to the far-flung markets of the world. The Middle East represents a lucrative and growing area and an area of great interest to us.
A delegation of 5 ministers of tourism, led by Edmund Bartlett, will journey to the region in the coming weeks to meet with investors to develop a multi-destination strategy for the Caribbean. Other participating territories include the Bahamas, Barbados, Guyana, and Cuba. Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett says the visit will help to open the Middle East market for the region.
I want to bring in other ministers within the region because our Northern Caribbean represents an important area for multi-destination. And the Northern Caribbean convergence would be Jamaica, Cuba, Bahamas, Cayman Islands, Turks and Caicos, Mexico, and of course the Dominican Republic. So these are 7 countries, but Panama is also included because Panama has already signed a multi-destination agreement with us in the Northern Caribbean area.
While in the Middle East, the team will hold discussions with several airline partners to secure an agreement for a hub and spokes arrangement within the region. Minister Bartlett says the move will be a game changer for the region.
We're going to be talking with the 4 big airlines, Qatar, with Etihad, Emirates, and Saudia. And the idea is to utilize that connection into the Caribbean through the hub and spokes arrangement. We will hub at one of our islands, and then we will distribute from that hub into the various other parts of the Caribbean. And I am satisfied that this arrangement will be a game changer for the entire Caribbean and for tourism in general.
He says the team at the ministry is also working with other airline partners across the region to increase air connectivity within the Caribbean, making it easier for travelers to move between countries.
We've been working with a number of other regional carriers, Caribbean Airlines, Cayman Airways, Interjet, and so on. But Inter-Caribbean and, Air Gaviota from Havana. And all of these have been putting us to a position where we can be able to say to the wider world that air connectivity to the Caribbean can be achieved by a hub and spokes arrangement.
Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett. In our No Jamaica segment, the Greenwood Great House in St. James. This great house was built in 1790 by the Bartlett family after amassing great wealth from their sugar plantation. Both Greenwood and Barrett Hall Great House once belonged to Richard Barrett, a leading planter in the island, who was once Speaker of the Assembly and Custos of the parish of St. James. The structure is an example of late 18th century great house construction in Jamaica, which now serves as a museum in the parish. That's it for this week's Tourism Roundup. I'm Andre Palmer with studio engineer Andre Sawyers. One love.
Jamaica Post is on a mission to rebrand itself, and the process began with the renovation of the Central Sorting Office CSO Post Office in Kingston after 42 years in operation. The CSO project was credited as the blueprint for the renovation of the remaining 24 post offices, including the integration of the National Identification System. Speaking at the grand reopening of the CSO, Postmaster General for Post and Telecommunications of Jamaica and CEO of Postal Corporations of Jamaica, Mr. Lincoln Allen, noted that the business model of local post offices had significantly changed to facilitate modernization and transformation of the available services.
The PTD fully appreciates that the postal service, whether locally or globally, is in a constant state of flux. It continues to change. It's very dynamic. And so in order to survive another 350 years or more, there has to be a paradigm shift in our operations. As a consequence, our strategic business model has changed to support our ambitions to modernize the postal service.
Mr. Allen added that the vision for the agency is to be an icon of excellence for quality logistics solutions. Board Chairman for the Postal Corporations of Jamaica, Professor Felix Akinladijo, lauded the partnership with the National Identification System NIDS for the push to drive the renovation and transformation of Jamaica Post.
Postal Services and the National Identification System, NIDS, have forged a mutually beneficial partnership which will ensure to the benefit of our stakeholders. A number of strategically located post offices across the island will be designated as NIDS enrollment sites, and the renovated CSO is the first to be operationalized. To date, NIDS has been a key stakeholder in the renovation of the CSO, having made significant financial contribution to the funding of the project. And this partnership is currently ongoing with 23 other post offices.
In addition to the NIDS partnership, Postmaster General Allen also announced the launch of the Postal Premium Services and the intention to make post offices a one-stop shop through partnerships with other ministries, departments, and agencies.
The CSO Post Office will be the launchpad for our new premium service center or concept, where customers can access services such as Zip Mail, which is a next-day courier service, Click and Ship, which is an online freight forwarding service, Express Mail services, Fast Track, which is an expedited service that ships to over 150 locations worldwide.
Meanwhile, Minister of Science, Energy and Technology Darrell Voss charged stakeholders to make use of ICT in postal services, especially with the introduction of the new premium services, and to move to modernization.
I believe this is an exciting time for the postal network because technology opens tremendous possibilities for the inclusion of ICT in postal services. With the advancement in technology, drone technology for package deliveries, 3D printing, peer-to-peer delivery networks, and artificial intelligence are some options which can be explored. Jamaica's modernization efforts in the postal service has come a far way from the handwritten letter and the telegram through to the introduction of ICT.
Mr. Voss said his ministry will be taking an interest in the postal network to support the modernization transformation and to provide greater structure.
To further our modernization efforts, the ministry is taking the necessary steps to undertake a consultancy on the Jamaican postal market. The consultancy will analyze and define Jamaica's postal market and make policy recommendations for the possible structuring and regulation of Jamaica's postal market.
Minister of Science, Energy and Technology, Darrell Voss. That's it for this feature. Thank you so much for tuning in. We invite you to log on to gis.gov.jm for this and other interesting news and features. On behalf of studio engineer Andre Sawyers, I'm Jada Francis. Be good.
Want to work in tourism but have no certification? Then sign up now for the Tourism Enhancement Fund's Job Readiness Program in partnership with the Heart NSTA Trust. Get a job readiness certificate and guest service or food safety certification. This could be your pathway to landing a job within the industry. That's the Tourism Enhancement Fund's Job Readiness Program. Apply today. Visit tef.gov.jm/job-readiness for more information.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Don't give up, yeah. Just ride out your storm. Hey, you've been in the storm, and it seems like forever. And you nights of confusion has been so long. Your ship has lost anchor, and the storm that you drifted. Just hold on to Jesus and ride out your storm. Ride out. God is still with you. You may not feel it, but you're not alone. You're hurting now, but your morning is coming. Lord of mercy, just hold on to Jesus and ride out your storm. Remember his promise. He said, I'll never forsake you. Though the waters are troubled, where do you go? Don't give up the battle, for your answer is coming. Just hold on to Jesus and just ride out your
just keep on coming.
Ride out your storm.
We got more hits for you, so stay tuned.
God is still with you.
Your music, your
You
request.
may not feel it, but you're not alone.
Radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
But your morning is coming. Lord of mercy, just hold on to Jesus.
The other stations are still playing commercials.
And ride out your storm. Ride out your storm. God is still with
your
you.
music and your station playing on the background.
You may not feel it, but you're not alone. You're hurting now, but your morning is coming. Lord of mercy, just hold on to Jesus and ride out your storm. So far away. Stood and hold rugged cross. the emblem of suffering and shame. And I love that old cross where the Jews can bend for a world of lost sinners was slain. Oh Lord, so I cherish the old rugged cross. Hold on till my trophy on the hurt I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross. Oh, now, and exchange it someday for a crown. Oh, now, on the whole rugged cross. So despised by the world as a wondrous attraction to pay. For the dear Lamb of God left his glory above to be with to dark Calvary. Yeah. So I cherish the old rugged cross. Oh, now, till my trophy on the hurt I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross. Oh, Lord, and exchange it someday for a crown. Oh, Lord, oh, Lord, and the whole rugged cross. So I cherish the whole rugged cross. Until my trophy on the hurt I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross. Oh, yeah. And exchange it someday for a crown. So I cling to the old rugged cross. Oh, Lord, and exchange it someday for a crown. I will cling, yes, I cling to the whole rugged cross. Oh, Lord, and exchange it someday for a crown. Yes, I cherish and really cherish the whole rugged cross. And exchange it someday. For we're crowned. Yeah. Jesus' love is so sweet, yeah. The more I trust him, the more I love him. There's nothing good for me he'll deny. The longer I know him, the better I can show him. I couldn't stop no even if I tried. The more I trust him, the more I love him. There's nothing good for me he'll deny. The longer I know him, the better I can show him. I couldn't stop no even if I tried. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter, yeah. This love is sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the moments fly. The stuff is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. Yeah. The stuff is sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. Oh, man, he saved me. Good grace he gave me. Places that deep down in my heart. Great joy and knowing with him I am growing, and I never out for him to depart. Oh, man, he saved me. Good grace he gave me. Places that deep down in my heart. Great joy and knowing with him I am growing, and I never out for him to depart. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, 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 sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. Yeah. This love is sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. Yeah. This love is sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. The more I trust him, the more I love him. There's nothing good for me he'll deny. The longer I know him, the better I can show him. I couldn't stop no even if I tried. The more I trust him, the more I love him. There's nothing good for me he'll deny. The longer I know him, the better I can show him. I couldn't stop no even if I tried. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. This love is sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. Yeah. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. This love is richer, sweeter as the days go by. Oh, what a friend, yeah. A blessed Savior. Oh, what a friend we have in Jesus. All out sins and grief to bear. Oh, what a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. And with trials and temptation, is there trouble everywhere? We should never be discouraged. Take it to a wonderful friend, a friend in need. Jesus, our blessed Savior. Oh, yeah. Take it to the Lord in prayer. The burden we bear. Happy to know that Jesus can. Can we find a friend so faithful, who will all our sorrows share? Jesus knows our every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Oh, we can have it later. Come with a load of care. Precious Savior, still have a way. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Can we find a friend so faithful, who will all our sorrow share? Jesus knows our every weakness. Where do I go from here? What faith is strong in me? Touch my heart, it guides my feet. Say right on the right hand, through the grace of God alone, I cast aside these fears I know, and it's my sin from the depth of despair. Oh, yeah. Lead me through the darkness, get through each gloomy day. Take my hand, oh precious Lord, and help me on my way. Give me strength that I might find abiding faith and peace of mind. So I won't get where to back home. Oh, right now. Lead me, Heavenly Father, to the promised land I stay. Guide my steps, oh Lord. Please take my hand. Oh, right now. Where do we Please show us the sign. We know you'll be there all time. So give us strength that we might find.
The rebel in me can touch the rebel in you, and the rebel in you can touch a rebel in me, and the rebels we be is gonna set us free. Then it will bring out the rebel, bring out the rebel, bring out the rebel in me. If the lover in you can touch the lover in me, and the lover in me can touch a lover in you, and the lovers we be will bring sweet harmony. Then it will bring out the love, bring out the love, bring out all the love in me.
Well, it's time to bring out the winners for our racing turf fights. And this time, you know, it is racing business, big people business with Dr. Paul Wright and Will Suter. Gentlemen, are you there?
Ready and waiting and anxious to get the show on the road.
Okay, well, I am handing over the saddle to you both right now for you to tell the turf fights how they are going to win money tomorrow. This is racing business.
Racing business, big people business with Doc and the trainer, Will Suter. And we'll be going through the race card tomorrow. 10 races on top, just to reminisce with the punters. No racing on Sunday, not enough entries. Everybody waiting for the big race meet next week, Saturday, the Mutar Mile. And also right after the mile on Sunday, the continuation of the Toba yearling and mixed sale. We'll be giving new punters, new owners, an opportunity to get some of the best horses at Cape Manners. 10 races on tap tomorrow. Just to remind you, the first race, 11:20 a.m., and the first race is for the claiming group, 1 million to 800,000. 3 hours and up, they go 1 mile or 1,600 meters. 9 horses are declared. I'm going to give you my top 4 in this selection. You'll hear from Welsh, and then make sure that you use one of mine, one of Welch's, and your own selection, because that will make you big people on racing business. The first race on the program, 1 mile for the big claimers. My top 3 here are number 3, Ras Emmanuel. Number 4, Chinamax will be there at a very good price. Number 7, Blood Song. And number 8, the favorite, Burn Notice, with Anthony Thomas and Dennis Stewart teaming up for this one. Dennis trains here for the Rabala Collection, and this combination has been doing well recently. But I've been watching Ras Emmanuel for some time now. Welsh, this horse, a sprinter, and all of a sudden, Master has been stretching out this horse, and he has been stretching out with overnight allowance horses. And I just waited for the day when he'll come down to claiming. Well, tomorrow is the day, and my cooked food special to start us off in the first race, number 3, Ras Emmanuel. Welsh, what say you?
Yes, Ras Emmanuel should be right there on the death. But there is an author by the name of Ida Diplomacy I've been watching for a few weeks now. But none started the last time because of some reason. Pay that no mind. But I got to think Ida Diplomacy and Ras Emmanuel will fight out this finish over Burn Notice.
And Burn Notice must be there. The favorite, what we have to do, Welsh, is to give the favorite a chance. Young Thomas fighting for his dear life as he tries to be the champion jockey in 2022. Has to fight off Dane Dawkins, who really has a good set of trainers behind him, and he's doing well. The second race in the program is over 5 furlongs round or 1,000 meters round. For native bred 4-year-olds and up, 9 winners of 2, restricted allowance 5. 6 horses go to the post, And my top 4 here again in this one. Number 1, Snowflakes. Looks like that will be the favorite. Tamantha Fletcher is in the saddle there. Number 2 is Shore Curling with You Will Pin Up, teaming up there for Wacky Lynch. Number 5, Legal Opportunity with Champo Omar Walker in the saddle. He rides for Edward Walker. And a little outsider called Tis Dancer with Javanil Patterson and Roy Matthews teaming up for this one. Roy Matthews now has charge of this one, and we'll see what he does with Tis Dancer. But for me, the race between Shore Curling and Snowflakes, Tamantha Fletcher never ever gives up. She rides there around by the round mile. She so think. But I think Shore Curling is the better horse. In this one, trainer, I'm going to number 2, Shore Curling, to get the better of the favorite, Snowflakes.
Yes, those are the 2 horses, Fancy. But 6th Avenue should have a shot. Don't leave out 6th Avenue out of your bet. 6th Avenue have been at the class long before these horses. And 6th Avenue is due now.
And who's your main one in this one?
Snowflakes should get the better of Shore Curling.
Okay, that's number 1, Snowflakes, to give Tamantha Fletcher another win. Just to remind punters that since the days of Charlie Hussey and Hubert Bartley, Tamantha Fletcher is one of the best straight 5 riders at the park right now. The third race on the program is over 5.5 furlongs to 1,100 meters. For native bet 4-year-olds and up, these must be non-winners of 4. The imported ones must be non-winners of 3, restricted allowance 3. This time, another 6 horses go to the post. Remember, our exotic bets are here. The play spot 8 starts here, and make sure that you get in your bets early. Double exacta trifecta in this one, and here are my top 3 horses here in the third race. The favorite will be number 5, Taurus Boy. Anthony Thomas and Philip Fiani teaming up for this one, and I think we should make a note of that because this one is really looking very good. Number 3, Ring Charmer, and number 2, Magical Mood. They should be fighting out the principals, but I think a banker for the day is number 5, Taurus, in race number 3.
I don't think Taurus Boy is really a banker. On paper, he's a banker, but Taurus Boy has disappointed so many times. Second, third, fourth, second, third. I don't think he's a banker. You shouldn't trust him to bank him, although he looks like a banker. Ring Charmer should get the better of him if he doesn't deliver tomorrow. But it's a 2-horse race. Ring Charmer, Taurus Boy. But as I said, Taurus Boy always disappointed on the appointed time.
You broke up there a little bit. So who says your firm selection?
Taurus Boy should get the better of Ring Charmer, but Taurus Boy is unreliable. He's unreliable son. He has been placing all the time, but not
a bridesmaid.
He's a bridesmaid. That's the word for it.
A bridesmaid, always second.
So I wish Thomas.
Okay, the fourth race on the program is over 7 furlongs of 1,400 meters. This one is for the optional claiming 200 to 250,000. We have 8 horses going to the post this time with the betting opportunities available. Double exacta, trifecta, and superfecta. And here are my top 4 in race number 4. Number 1, War of the Roses with Robert Halladine riding here. He rides this one for Dennis Thwaites. As you know, since he's been back in Jamaica, riding almost exclusively for Jason DaCosta. The next one I'm going to be looking at very carefully in race number 4 is number 3, Ali with Javanil Patterson. Number 4, Shashamani Dance with Christopher Mandine. And number 7, Junior Jones with Rudder Hewitt. Junior Jones let me down badly the last time out. I have no idea what happened to this one, but this horse is much better than we think. And there is no doubt in my mind that Junior Jones is going to spring a surprise, but not tomorrow. War of the Roses with Hardball going to ride this one for Dennis Thwaites. I think that War of the Roses is my firm selection in race number 4. Trainer.
Yes, War of the Roses was second and last and should really get the job done this time. Ali has disappointed me on the last outing. I thought Ali would have run better, but it showed up a very poor performance. So I'm going to go in War of the Roses from Junior Jones and Ali.
Those are your top 3. And I tell you, all of us were wondering whatever happened to Junior Jones. The 5th race on the program is over 6 furlongs or 1,200 meters. This time it's a pick 3 easy to win Bonanza Trophy for 3-year-olds and up. Many fillies only. These are the ladies going 6 furlongs. And we have this time 10 horses going to the post with all the betting opportunities available. Double, exacta, Cronella, trifecta, superfecta, and don't leave out the high 5. Here are my top 4 numbers. in race number 5. Number 1, Code of Conduct with Chris Mamdine, who is known to be getting these horses out very early. This one needs Chris Mamdine to come out of the gate. Number 3, Ooh So Long with Dame Dawkins. Number 9, Zion's Princess with Lahore. That's a little outsider. And number 10, the favorite, Never on a Sunday, with Shane Richardson getting the mount here for Maurice Chung, Maurice Crooks, who owns and trains this one. So the race for me is between Ooh So Long and Never on Sunday. Dane Dawkins is really, really anxious to be the champion trainer, and I'm going to number 3, Ooh So Long, to get the better of Never on Sunday.
Well, in this race, Never on a Sunday. Well, tomorrow isn't Sunday, it's Saturday. So the last 2 races ran very well, but some misfortune got him out. But there's also number 4, Risky Bid. Risky Bid is a very good, find herself in a very good spot here with Shane Ellis. And when Shane get these rides like for a stable like Jagger, he always wins. So it's gonna be Never on a Sunday from Risky Bid. My out in this race is number 8, Couture. He puts his best foot forward, it won't be a race. Number 8. There's a good outer to take in a bit.
With Tevin Foster. One thing I say about Shane Ellis on Risky Bid, had a good long look at that one, and Shane took back the ride. And I thought that was a very interesting move. And we should all listen to our trainer, Well Suter, giving us a little hint there in race number 5. The 6th race is over 5.5 furlongs or 1,100 meters. This time for the claiming group 600 to 750,000. Once again, Supreme Ventures Racing and Entertainment Limited has given us all the betting opportunities. And in the 6th race, here are my top 4 choices. Number 2, Lightning McQueen, speedy with BB Tahavi in the saddle. This time, riding for Marlon Anderson. Number 4, Mr. Mandate. Number 7, and that is Aphelios. At number 10, That Merry Old Soul, Old King Cole. The race is between Old King Cole and Mr. Mandate. Jamil Patterson at 54 kilos, Shane at 56 kilos. Shane is able to get these horses to do wonders. Swerved badly the last time out, and I think that one cost him the race at 5-1 behind Awesome Choice. But Mr. Mandate has the speed, and I have this one a little better off in the weight and the speed. And I'm going to number 4, Mr. Mandate, to get the better of the Old Soul, Old King Cole.
Well, I differ from you, Doc. Old King Cole will be right there at the finish. And there'll be a next Old Horse, another Bullet at 10 years old, which is looking good in condition now. And that will be a dig-down battle between another Bullet and Old King Cole in this race. All others can stay home.
Another Bullet there is in this race, number 6. And that is those 2 with Dane Dawkins. And remember, folks, Dane Dawkins is riding another Bullet, and he is riding like a man possessed. The 7th race in the program is the Pick 3 Challenge Trophy. 2-year-old restricted states, and these are the babies. They're going a distance of 7 furlongs, prepping for some of the big races later on in the year. Here are my top 4 in race number 7. Number 1, On Charter, Ryan Lewis for Jason DaCosta. Number 2, Mamma Mia, Robert Halladine for Jason DaCosta. Number 6, Legit Boss, Tevin Foster for Anthony Nunes. And number 7, Thalita, Omar Walker for Jason DaCosta. So you can see the Trainers' Championship, Jason DaCosta versus Anthony Nunes. Jason has packed this one with some very good 2-year-olds, and this is going to be a very interesting race. It is worth a visit to Kimanas Park to watch these youngsters. These are the horses for the future who are going to run in your classics and your big races next year. I really believe, though, that of all of these, very disappointed in Thalita the last time. I have no idea what happened. I was told by somebody who was at the track, I wasn't there, that the horse was banged about at the start, and that is why this one ran so badly. But I think Thalita is going to get the better of number 2, Mamma Mia, and of course, Mamma Mia is going to be the big favorite. But I'm going to the other Jason DaCosta one, Thalita, to get the better of Mamma Mia. What say you, trainer?
Yes, I'm going to show the last race of Thalita through the window. Thalita should bounce back to form tomorrow and show that he's really a good horse in the making, and one for next year, the 3-year-old classics. So Thalita going to be number 2, and it's a Mamma Mia, and she's my edge strong. Ran a very good race the other day. So that's where to that.
And that's in number 3, she's my edge strong. That looks like a good trifecta. Yeah, and that looks like a good trifecta. The 8th race on the program is over the straight 5 furlongs straight or 1,000 meters straight. 11 horses will be thundering down the straight. And let me just remind everybody, the horses on the outside have a good chance. And some of these horses that are on the inside are pretty quick. So look and see how these jockeys ride this race. The inside horses coming over as quickly as possible to the best part of the track. Here are my top 4 in race number 8. Number 1, badly drawn. Ruby is the one, but with the Panamanian Dick Cardenas in the saddle. Look for a good ride from Ruby is the one. Number 6, Lacromai with Anthony Thomas teaming up here with Philip Fiani. Number 7, A Gift from Ben, Jordan Barrett riding for Ryan Matty, and he's able to slip some weight. And number 10, and that is Princess Shooting Star, Lester Piggott, my Lester Piggott, O'Neill Mullings for Philip Fiani. I believe Philip has the answer for this one. And we have Anthony Thomas riding Lacromai and his favorite jockey, Lester Piggott, O'Neill Mullings, and Princess Shooting Star. I'm going to Princess Shooting Star just to get the better of Lacromai.
This Princess Shooting Star is not an ordinary horse, it's a special horse. And that's the way it's gonna go. Prince number 10 from number 6, Lacromai, A Gift from Ben, should the third.
Okay, like from Ben, that is yeah, that is true. I said it, and I agree with you 100%. Badly drawn, but I think the Wily One, he has a way of getting some of these horses to run when you least expect it. The penultimate race is the 9th race. They go 6 furlongs, 6.5 furlongs, or 1,300 meters. For native-bred 3-year-olds, they are non-winners of 2, and the maidens are the imported ones. Restricted allowance too for mares and fillies only. We have 9 horses going to the post over 6.5 furlongs, and here are my top 4 in race number 9. Number 3, She's My Friend. Robert Halladine and Jason Acosta teaming up for this one. Folks, this horse, the last time Robert Halladine rode this one, very badly hindered during the race. So make a note of She's My Friend. Number 6, She's Fantastic with Brian Lewis. Number 7, Rhythm with Jerome Ennis. This one is bred overseas. And number 8, the Wily One, Dick Cardenas and Best Daughter-in-Law. Now, if you look at how Best Daughter-in-Law has been running, early speed and then doesn't seem to get a journey of a thing there. But at 10-1, the last time out, this horse was not fancied at all. And I got the impression that Dick Cardenas was feeling out this horse. Other of you go on the internet and just re-look at this race. He broke in front, he rode, and I think he was just trying to get a feel of this horse. I think he knows what is necessary. 6.5 furlongs a little longer, but I tell you, Best Daughter-in-Law is a very good chance tomorrow at a very good price. And my firm selection in the 9th and penultimate is number 8, Best Daughter-in-Law.
Yes, Doc. Best Daughter-in-Law really tried to win the last time, but he shut off at half a furlong from home. But the trainer has taken the task over the last 2 weeks. He has paced 9 furlongs, he has paced 7 furlongs, paced 8 furlongs. A lot of long work, what you would call foundation, base work. And on that training method, she should go in front today and doesn't stop, doesn't look back. So I'm going to go with Best Daughter-in-Law to get the better. If it's the Best Daughter-in-Law, she's so fantastic. So that will be the Kudilla. Best Daughter-in-Law, so fantastic. She's so fantastic. That's it.
Good, so we agree on that one, because I tell you, I just watched, if you look back at this race and watch how Dick rode this horse in the last race, and then as the trainer is telling you, look at how the horse has been trained, and you'll get the idea that this is really a good bet. The last race on the program, the Dig Out Handicap, is the Pick 5 Play Everyday Trophy, native bred 3-year-olds, restricted maiden condition race, and this time 14 horses will be going to the post over 5.5 furlongs. And what do you get? Just your only way to get out of debt in the last race of the day. Here are my top 4 horses in the 10th and final tomorrow. Races at Kimanas Park. Number 1, She's All That, Nicholas Hibbert, teaming up for Dale Murphy. Number 3, Potential, Bebita Harvey at 57 kilos for Patrick Wacky Lynch. Number 10, that is Edina March with Samantha Fletcher, riding for Donovan Plummer. And Samantha rides till she passes the round mile. She won't give up. And number 13, and that's True Riley with Shane Ellis for Alfred Brown owns and trains this one. 1, 3, 10, and 13. I don't see Shane Ellis not riding well on the day before the biggest race in Kemanas Park when it comes to purse money, which is the Mutah Mile race next week, Saturday. I'm looking for True Riley to get the better of number 10, Edina Marsh, and number 3, Potential, on the last race tomorrow.
Well, Doc, look in your book. Look at Mr. Murphy's record.
What you say now, trainer?
Look at the race book. Look at the race book and read Mr. Murphy's racing record. 66 starts. Look at it. You have a race book there? Look at the trainer statistics. Murphy, number 1.
Okay, yes.
66 starts.
I tell you, 11 wins, 8 seconds, and 8 thirds.
His record is impeccable this season. And most of it front runners. This horse will not lose tomorrow. She's on that. She will go in front and make all.
Okay.
Mr. Murphy's team has been doing very well. So try to find the Quidel or the Exacta. But this was what you would call a cook food special. This is the horse tomorrow. And the double, best daughter-in-law, and she's all that. It all matches also. So, number 1, she's all that to make.
Who do you think is the danger?
True Riley ran a very good race the last time.
No, you're breaking up there, trainer.
True Riley.
Number 1 to beat who?
Number 13, True Riley.
Okay, 13.
Yes. That is all.
Yeah.
True. But
okay, those are the top 2. Well, listeners, that is a confident trainer giving you some statistical evidence to back up his saying that Nicholas Hibbert will be riding the winner of race number 10. This has been Racing Business, Big People Business, and I tell you, some of the information you're getting here, you won't get anywhere else, even on other stations, and therefore, make sure you have your notes and look forward to an excellent day's racing tomorrow. And remember, the more you bet, the more you win. Bye.
Oh, well. That was big racing business, big people business with Dr. Paul Wright and Wells Sutar. And you heard from the horse's mouth that the information that you get here, you won't find it or hear it anywhere else. So you got to keep right on top of the racing business by tuning to Rebel Radio. And we have come to the end of our program for this week. And we'll be back next week. You know, we will be on air Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays as we continue to build out our program on Rebel Radio. We want to thank our guests this evening. We want to thank Charles Ganga Singh, attorney at law. We also want to thank Dr. Garnet Roper. We want to thank De Aguilar, a journalist and commentator. And we want to thank all those who made it possible, including our technical operator, Bishop, the man who keeps us on air. And so, stay tuned to Rebel Radio. I am Desmond Richards. Continue listening to the powerful music from the Bishop. This is Rebel Radio.
I thank God I made Jesus my one and all. From now on this day, I'm surely gonna call. And if I don't trust it, I'd be less than a man. 'Cause I can't even walk without you holding my hand. Oh Lord, can't even walk without you holding my hand. Mountains too high and the valley is too wide. Down on my knees, I've learned to stay. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. Thank you, Jesus, for all you have done for me right now. You've been so good to me. I thought number one would surely be me. I thought I could be what I wanted to be. I thought of myself as a mighty big man, but I can't even walk without you holding my hand. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. The mountain is too high and the valley is too wide. Down on my knees, I've learned to stay. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. Lord have mercy. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. The mountain's too high and the valley is too wide. Down on my knees, I've learned to stay. Can't even walk without you holding my hand.
So right now, I just got me a deal with that. So what I want my friend George Dukes?
Why, Richie Steven? What else they I give the Almighty praises?
And the best thing that, cause when I remember just where I am coming from
to where I'm standing down,
fell to my knees in praise of your name.
Thanking you, Lord, every step of the way.
Oh, Father, you know I love you.
You touch my heart, my soul with your mercy.
I thank you, my Lord, for all you've done for me. You bless my life in so many ways. Though I will never ever leave you,
I won't be ungrateful to you, my Lord.
I know that this world is all in your hands,
and we are your children, and so we give you praise.
Oh, Father, you know I love you.
You touch my heart, my soul with your mercy.
I thank you, my Lord, for all you've done for me. You bless my life in so many ways.
Father, I love
in so many ways. Oh, Lord. So when I remember just where I'm coming from,
hey, to where I'm standing now,
fell to my knees in praise of your name.
thanking you, Lord, every step of the way.
Oh, Father, you know I love you.
You touch my heart, my soul with your mercy.
I thank you, my Lord, for all you've done for me. You bless my life in so many ways. Oh,
I won't be ungrateful to you, my Lord. children. And so we give you praise. Oh, Father, you know I love you. You touch my heart, my soul with your mercy. I thank you, my
JIS Radio presents Roundabout JA, a 5-minute feature on local news, ideas, people, places, and things. Roundabout JA.
An animal-assisted recovery and care pilot project is coming to the Bustamante Hospital for Children. So follow back on me and let's go roundabout JA. Stay tuned.
Are you a health and wellness enthusiast or business owner? Then join us at the Montego Bay Convention Center in St. James on November 24 and 25 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for the 4th Jamaica Health and Wellness Tourism Conference. For more information, visit wellnessinja.com or our social media pages at TEF Jamaica. That's the Jamaica Health and Wellness Tourism Conference, brought to you by the Tourism Linkages Network, a department of the Tourism Enhancement Fund.
An animal-assisted recovery and care AARC pilot project will be introduced at the Bustamante Hospital for Children this Christmas to support pediatric patients undergoing surgery or medical treatment at the facility. Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, says among the objectives of the initiative is to reduce the anxiety and stress associated with hospitalization, reduce the length of hospitalization, lessen the need for pharmacological interventions, and improve the social environment for healthcare delivery.
There's overwhelming evidence which show the psychological benefits such as reduction in blood pressure and heart rate, the psychological benefits including the reduction of stress and anxiety, and social benefits such as the enhancement of communication and social intervention when patients are exposed to animal-assisted therapy.
Animal-assisted interventions, AAIs, are recognized globally as having widespread benefits for both patient and healthcare staff. Dr. Tufton notes that extensive and ongoing research into the role of AAIs in providing complementary health care for pediatric patients in the United States show a reduction in behavioral and psychological distress, less pain and distress, lower levels of depression, shorter recovery time, and improved satisfaction with hospitalization. A golden retriever named Dr. Teddy Barks, and affectionately called Teddy, is the brand ambassador for the project and will be the main therapy animal. The Southeast Regional Health Authority, SARA, will oversee the implementation of the project, which will run for an 18-month period.
Finding it difficult to formally close your pandemic-hit business? Well, from now until January 31, 2023, it's costing less to be removed from the company and business name registers at the Companies Office of Jamaica. Local companies now pay only $7,500 to file for closure notices. For overseas companies, it's $6,000. Entities must first submit a letter requesting removal from the company registry, along with a statutory declaration indicating no assets nor liabilities. Companies taking advantage of the offer will not be required to bring the status of the company up to date. For business name closure, it's $600 along with a completed BN6 closure form. Should the business have multiple outstanding renewals, payment for only one renewal period will be required. For more information, visit orcjamaica.com.
One of the major goals of Vision 2030 is that Jamaicans will be living in well-constructed homes that are safe, supplied with potable water, and are serviced by sewage and solid waste collection. To learn more, head on over to vision2030.gov.jm to access the full Vision 2030 National Development Plan. You may, of course, also contact the Planning Institute of Jamaica by calling 876-960-9339. And over on our community notice board, Jamaicans are being invited to the final Legal Aid Council Justice LAC Fair for 2022 to be held on Friday, November 25 at the Harmony Beach Park in St. James beginning at 10 a.m. The Justice Fair is aimed at providing ready access to critical government services to citizens across the island. Persons who attend will benefit from services including free legal advice, expungement, restorative justice, probating of wills and estates, as well as other government entities offering services including the processing of birth and death certificates, late registration of birth, passport services, consumer affairs matters, agricultural services, services from the Program of Advancement through Health and Education Path, as well as health checks. And that's it for our trip roundabout JA today. Thank you as always for coming along. I am Jeremy Lee Nelson, right alongside studio engineer Joel Samuels. And of course, until next time, see you roundabout JA.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Lord, I'm ready. Lord, I'm ready. I'm ready.